Nega, the Atoke Yogi Pogori. Immediately Atoke Kama. As I video shoe, take that Himaya, I want to delete it. The Kana, the second, 6 to 2, the Madia, the Maria Pit, Eddie the Maria, Puraja Swaga, Kaniga City Kakatalo, don't have it. A day before they come, Kana Mata Titi goes somebody to Potaro. Ohara Tijani Ragaro, Kaniga City Kagata, Saniga Samari, Kaniga Samari. There are many Sadu and Letre, Ponsadu of Yoga. Kaniga Lucivaima, 2 people play chair Ragaro. A chat of Marie, she did it to the TV Java. Let me atom here come. Take the 20 there. Chat of Marie, how Johnny tape your so good on my solo. Kaligas of Marie, Tantali, 2 of you all on it. Let me get down. Get down. First of you, Jolosi, Pushim at Anamolo, the music of Pura. To say not on the yogi now, the Bopolo Pada. Kubega, a lolo for a Davashirava. The Bopo Lomolo level, Kaliga Samari, people were the state of Maloevo. Kaniga Samari, Amagong solution level. Pina people Malwebo, Wetherland people Malwebo. Did a Kaniga Samari Pio? She takes my shoe, the review, someone said has a time on it. Pompe was a poor ayo. Malota Chilaga CS I video. Mafuga, maybe to town where to the body. Every town, take a year and see about it. And I take Yachi.
Yesterday, Sayadawgyi spoke about how when yogis are practicing, when they apply effort and aiming to observe the object steadfastly, when sati occurs, second by second, collectedness of mind also occurs. The samadhi that the Buddha described, he called it kanika chetegagata. And in revealing the meaning of this, it was also referred to as kanamatatitiko, samadhi that is established for a moment, and also kanika samadhi, momentary concentration. Yesterday, Sayadawgyi spoke about this in terms of theory and practice. Because the adjective kanika, or momentary, is used, one understands that there are also other types of concentration or samadhi. But when we practice, if we describe all of these different ones together, it may be confusing. So Sayadawgyi felt that it is more clear to describe the samadhi that arises in practice, kanika samadhi, and just describe that alone. Those who listened carefully understood, and one just needs to do the work then. So if one doesn't apply effort and aiming to create sati, then it won't be easy for samadhi, Khanika samadhi, to develop. And if Khanika samadhi is weak, then panya, wisdom, will also not be easy to develop. So in order to make Khanika samadhi arise and become good, one simply has to, as the saying goes, one has to observe at the moment of arising with aim and effort. So every arising object, starting with the rising and the falling, the yogi has to apply ardent effort and accurate aim in order to observe the object steadfastly. So this is the task of the yogi. This is always present, and it's very important.
Atasa yogi bokuma ati popolare ayone tu porong porese pulure phiro ma bo li like maya melota like maya like bido matte soda do hout pare ami le de tatta bido maya da ja do tichu yogi de won le ja pare Buddha nija Jisu ji mai sa do sai awara do tai atu yara ha ate te pore ayo le ami tatta ni yada won le de tichu le pyo ja pa le da le thai ji ni ma ya bu la so do le da le ji ni pi da be so do ju le be du chat sit Megone le thok ja pa le di do adi yogi pokko de do ko dai lok chi ba lo adi tai ma da ba pyo chin da ba be ami tatta pi do ma ya da take lo a lo ami ta de tabo ba ma lo ba phe ne apu le lo ta do ma hout pa bu ai da na le ya pa le
At the start of the practice, yogis need to observe every newly arising object while they are fresh. One has to observe, and one has to do so without missing. So one has to keep on observing the objects, and one also not only to observe, but one needs to apply a label as they observe the objects. And some yogis find this a burden. They say, this method which the Buddha taught, which Mahasi Sayadaw explained, using labels when observing every newly arising object, is very tiring. Can't we just look at it? Isn't that enough? They ask. Sayadawgyi would like to say to this, just try it. He says, labeling is really needed. It's not optional.
Patama Chow Ma Kyo also Viro the Shili is so kind like Na kind like body. Chow Ma Nene Piosa Pubi Solution. Slowly has sat in our Kabia lady in a twelfth in a Shiva. They pass I'm so body, but was so long when you sat in our body. Through my she did a tan lady level, took it all over the air. a tanglady Twitter so she so long as it took cool Pomino. Wara, Piade, and Nepiade, Pocolidi, and a little Nenega Savio, the Java, take your eat and Lovia. You are only by the solution ABCD. You are now Salon Bound Lady Police, CDK to RAT to Savi Body. Tanulidi, Lenny, Sadia. Sigma Glenn in Dolomia. She allowed to our level at some Hama trip here the low. The web city to our level at some Hama levy the toy. Took it down, not on the Pugoria. At some PPM. Not on the Pugoria, Babio restaurant, not in Himalaya. At some PPM, she may have a Era Chibo. I don't think Yogi is for Korea popular, I lady through Porumbo Zema. Immediately Tata with Mayara. A Yachi Kisatia Baba. A Yachi of Kisatia Lulis whenever. Yachi of Kisatia, said later she was. Malumia, local Luama. Ne, could I Luama? Don't say Mamma. Chafy Loa. Eddie no Pemaro, Joya Radia, Yajiva. I can't see Joya Yamara. Eddie Chelijan, a piece of Pire, Kisaha, a Yichizu Kisadama Parava. Joga Kaleha is a longo, a Tandroclady Mamma Neboli. Take Yabuya, take Yichiva. Dhamma, no. Mamma took to him. She live Mamma took me clearly, Mamma, left it over to him, Korea, and to him. Change Mamma look here, change everything, be a Julia, as long as it's a man of his solution. Now, it's a long lady, level, bomb with a Twitter. Now, Waja to Rolady, send it to Rolady. Young and Pata with a Yeta lady, a lady to Pivi Pata Lave. But the matter of Tantopa was here. Now, Sapa Junkie Lobby is a Atamatoa Vele, Atamatoya Vele, Sikia Patoya, the Colon Nala in Yoraba. To Tiashima Yogi Boko, the Tidaima. She by ma, the Tidmari Ari, the Condeluciano, a milita Tabito Mayara, take a Shiva, Jure, and Yava, and a little Matago do.
In the past, Sayadawgyi spoke in a general way about how a child going to kindergarten starts to learn. So that the child will be happy in school, they start out by singing and learning rhymes. And when the child enjoys going to school, then they start to learn the alphabet, together with saying things, together with verses and rhymes. So in every language, children start out learning in this way, starting by learning the letters. They say the sounds, and at the same time they learn what the letter looks like. And when they know the alphabet, then they learn words and vocabulary, starting with just a few small words. They don't learn very much all at once. In English, for example, the alphabet A, B, C, D, and so on, they learn the alphabet like this, And then they start to learn spelling small words like C-A-T, cat, and R-A-T, rat. And so when they learn like this, the children can't just learn it in their minds. The teacher shows the children how to pronounce the letters and words, and the students copy the teacher, and they learn how to make the sounds properly. So we should look at this example in thinking about what yogis do. For starting yogis, it's very important to use labels when observing the arising object. It's one of the most important things to do. A task that is very important to do, is among the most important things one can do, has 4 characteristics. And these are, first of all, that it is something a person must do, him or herself. Someone else must do without fail. So the first characteristic is that the task must be done without fail. You can't not do it. And the second is that one has to do it oneself. Someone else cannot do it for you. And the third characteristic is that it needs to be done in time and on time. It needs to be done regularly and before it's too late. And after all this, later, what will happen is that there will be innumerable benefits, countless benefits come from doing the task. This is the 4th characteristic. So a task which has these 4 characteristics is among the most important things that one can do. And it's very important to teach children how to say the letters, how to read letters. And it's a task that the child has to do, him or herself. It has to be done, it has to be learned on time and in time. And it's very beneficial, because when the child is able to say the letters, recognize the letters, read them, read words, then sentences and short paragraphs, read about things, then slowly the child builds up knowledge. And the first thing that the child learns to do is how to make the sounds. And later, when the child is skilled, the child's able to read silently and understand everything just by looking at it. So yogis too, at first, their sati and samadhi is not yet strong, and to label is very beneficial. So we should make a note of this.
Buddha Sabima Pannatti so the Sari don't have a Pannatti go Pamalo piano Bali Piano piano Nalevo Kayama Tipiero Tisi Tatos Tisi Jet Tisi Tato Yeah, you did be ever. Mimi Mayo, Mimi watching Mayo. This is a nice Mimi Mago where go ever. Santa Chiluchi, Marari, Piorari, January, Nudari, Kerari, Piorari, Puranuda, Era, Porari. Tamnatina Sotari, Tidari, Chitudari, Kanzari body. The Miaishi Valetari. Ferrari go a net look over a natural meaning body. And the gay sheet and then the sheet and then the new shiva. Aguaga Paramata Asin. Yanet to a native Atapisa look over there. Go Tia Yari. There are Paramata look over there. That the Gashi Hoshi was the world. The Gashi Hoshi there, to see the boy alive body, immediately people about it, immediately Tapio, Dhamma about it, and a Panyati look over it.
In the Buddhist text, there's a word called Pannatti, and in Burmese it's pronounced similarly Panyat, and in English sometimes it's referred to as concept or name, and the literal meaning of Pannatti is hard to understand. So what it means is that it causes us to know. It makes things known. It makes something known. And there are many things to be known in us and in the environment. So in our body, for example, things to be known are hardness, softness, coarseness, gentleness, solidity, flowing, stickiness, heat, cold, lightness, stiffness, tension, movement, knowing, contact, feeling. There are many things. And these are things, how should I say, these are referred to as things which have meaning, or I'm trying to think of a good word for this, but these are things which are meaningful. They refer to something. And the things that I just listed, that Sayadawgyi just mentioned, these are all things that constitute ultimate reality. That is, they are things that are directly observable, directly known by us. This is what called atapachaka, something that it can be directly known by our mind, also called paramata, ultimate reality. And names appropriate to these things come into being. And we know these things by their names. And this is what Panyati means, the names which cause us to know something which has meaning.
Amita Suraga Pia Kanya Dhamma Dhamma Java Korea Pinidava Pule to Leore at Tono Tomaba Amalo Pudo, Inlet so hard. So, Ada Lumiabo Pore how later don't know. Later, report to Nulumia. To Kia, like Pete, Wawa, like body. Nabaya, Milia, Kakapino, Pala, Era Palido, that's all to cover it. Tato to the Wawa, like Popo, or to a Chow like body, Chow like body, Popo, or the Wawa. Leodo Sa Pite Ami Era Tisa Pina Luca Tisa Luca Pinatine Paulus, Tisa Pinati Luca People is Wawane Leo Nide Tisi Chepolitama Era Tisa Pinati Luca the Luyura Badarama era Shiva.
to name something or label something, the name or the label needs to be appropriate for the thing that we are labeling. So in the body, heat arises, we label it as heat, heat, or hot, hot. We can't just go and call it cold. Lightness arises, we don't just go and call that heaviness. Heaviness arises, we don't call that lightness. According to what it is, there are names that are used, names appropriate to the thing itself. And the word for this is in Pali is Tajja Pannatti. So ta and ja and pannatti. Pannatti means name. And name, it's a name which occurs or arises, that's what the ja stands for, according to the true nature of the thing, according to this thing which arises due to causes. So it is a name which causes us to know the thing, and it's a name that is suitable, that suits the thing itself. And these names, these words, exist in every language, this type of naming. So a name arises, comes into existence that is appropriate for the true nature that is there. So a label or a name is just a name, and this is what the word Tajja Pannatti means, a name. Name appropriate to the object. And because the name refers to something which is really there, it's called in Pali Vijamana Pannatti. Vijamana means it's something that actually exists, not imaginary.
Korea Pura Polochi, Pure Atono, Era Atono, Kazamu Polochi, Kazamu Pore, Kaunam, Kamu Poli, Tanuribo. See and so they come like Jamu Polochi, George Atono, Lamu Polochi, Lana Atono, Shamu Polochi, Charles Atono, Yamu Polochi, Yate Atono Poli. Ritual Lancha, Ya Kaitama. Yona the Baba Diari, she never did a man. Eddie the Baba Diari, Yaton the Garnet, Joare, Lande, Chare, Joare, Lande, Chare, Yates, a don't know me, Polaraha. The gay she Diari go, Joe Vilo, Eddie she Jari Alio, the Polare, Namide. ဒါဒီကိစ္စပညာတည်းရှိတယ်မျက်စိမှိတ်လိုက်တယ်မှိတ်တယ်ဆိုတဲ့အသုံးတော့မျက်စိဖွင့်လာတယ်ဖွင့်တယ်ဆိုတဲ့အသုံးတော့စိတ်ကြည့်နေလို့ရှိရင်အောက်တဲ့ဖြစ်တယ်အောက်နေဆိုတဲ့အသုံးတော့ဖြစ်ပေါ်လာတဲ့သဘာဝအလိုက်ပေါ်လေအသုံးနှုန်းလေးတွေကနောက်ကနေပါလာတာပေါ့လေအဲ့ဒါဒီအကုန်လုံးပါဠိလိုကိစ္စပညာတည်းလို့ခေါ်ရတယ်
Meditating yogis now, when they come to a sitting posture, they put their mind on the abdomen, and when they breathe in, the abdomen rises or expands. When they breathe out, the abdomen falls back down. So we use the words rising and falling. Rising is just when the abdomen becomes stiff or full of air, tight and tense. The falling, the abdomen collapses, gets empty, becomes relaxed. So these are names, rising and falling are names that are appropriate to the true nature that is really there at the moment. When there's heat, the name that refers to it is heat. Cold is referred to as cold. When there's feeling, it's feeling. When it's bad feeling, then it's bad. If there's lifting, the vocabulary lifting is used. Moving is referred to as moving. Placing as placing. Standing as standing. At the moment of lifting, moving, placing, there are mind and matter occurring. And we use ordinary words, lifting, moving, placing, standing, to refer to what is, to the true nature that is happening at that moment. And these are referred to, these names that are used are referred to as Tajja Pannatti. Names appropriate to the thing itself. And in the same way, there's phenomena such as closing the eyes, opening the eyes, or focusing. So these, in those moments, true nature is occurring. And according to the true nature that happens in that moment, the vocabulary of the terms or names, closing the eyes, opening the eyes, focusing, these come into use, these arise. And these are all called Tajja Pannatti, names which suit the thing itself.
The key, the power, the area, popular, the power, the area. Jonah, the power, the area. You tell us to cheer who teaches us why yoga. The child you did that science teaches us who 1 by 6 8 1 by got pounded like that. Pounded so that don't know. Police don't know that is a pin. Could I chew a bit of talk detail? The Bawa Dhamma, Pramata the Bawa, Leo Zavoli, do not like it, I don't know. That is a pin cover. Pijas or a level, do not like it, I don't know. Carolina Charas, do not like it, I don't know. I don't know where to go. To get the Bawa simple. The Bawa simple, a junk you video, Polar and Eve, Mipinia Pedro. As she ago, Pone Kajama, Donna, dinner. look shadow, either year to get she or she. Either Paramata, a ship at the water. You might pray Yana in that Paramata, a ship, Paramata, the Bawalu lake over. The Bawasura, Poverty obviously did the power. Poverty obviously killing she or job. That killing she left it, she let you have a son that you know me out the donor. Here, power. Any power, why your Dhamma that you don't have dinner looked at what she have. The go, cozy pit off. The chatter in the cozy pit off. Power, don't do so, a sheet of war. That power, cozy the war. The warrior cozy the war. If I would demand it for you, Sabawa Dhamma, you will never choose about it. Told you where Shaja Koeva level, a DD pony than the city level. If I let go to the Bawa Dhamma, if I got to get she or she.
So we apply these names, Tajja Pannatti, names appropriate to the thing, when on the true nature which arises. So the true nature is simply mind and matter. And in the body, the most obvious of what occurs in the body is the air element, Vayodhatu. So one puts the attention on the abdomen in sitting, and the rising arises. The rising is the name, Tajja Pannatti, the name that refers to the way the abdomen gets stiff and expands. It describes this occurrence. And for falling, also, falling is just a name for the true nature that happens in that moment, the collapsing of the abdomen. Relaxing, lifting, moving, placing. These are just names. They're not true nature themselves, but it is the name that refers to the thing. So what is really there at the moment of lifting or moving or placing, what is there is stiffness or tension or movement. And these are things which can really be seen by us directly. And they are also called sabhava, or true nature. So this word bhava, the first step, this part of it, bhava, bhavati upajati ti bhavo. This means that the word bhava is explained etymologically, that because it happens, because it exists, it is called bhava. So stiffness, for example, that occurs in the body, this is really there. And the word sabhavo is explained as seko bhavo, sabhavo. Seko means individual. That means that the nature, the characteristic of air, for example, is not like or not mixed up with any other type of characteristic. It is unique to the air element. So sako bhavo sabhavo, its own individual nature. And together with this, the word Dhamma is added, sabhava Dhamma. So there are many, many types of sabhava Dhamma besides stiffness and tension. And these are really there. They really exist.
You know, Korea the Hawaii, Sapiya Tomo, Kulu Jana Jaya Tomo Chinyi Sunu Jaya Tinibi Solution Amiva Tinibi Solution To let me deal with the Boko Ha Papilo Immediately Amale Polare Hale Dari Saiki Mapibula Immediately showed it away. Good theatre that's the Korea, the Bavari, Tibo looked away. The Baba Tibo, the Yichi, Immediate Matevene, Shuba, Aliti, Pirawe, Daluyama Mola. Immediate that by Jesus Shidale, and I listen as Yabo.
There are many types of true nature in one's body, sabhava. And we learn about this. We learn by reading or by hearing, by discussing. And we know, when we know their names, when we know the true nature, why is it that a person who wants to know this true nature should use labels in order to know the true nature? Why should they use names? It just confuses things to use labels or names in order to know true nature. Meditation is for knowing sabhava, is for knowing true nature. To know sabhava is very important. So isn't it enough just to look and see? Why do we use labels? So this is something to think about.
Erago Tiatu the Yogi Bokore Tandia Shishin Evoli, Atom so Viro Yangan Yamaga, a maid chili Evoli Pita, Piatu Tavare, Megoli Tovido, Pija Tavare, the Baba Ticha Varela.
So, because of that type of doubt that arises, that meditating yogis have when they do the practice, in the text, this is posed as a question and answered, because in order to answer this doubt that people have. Nanucha
Sodana Vyasi Yema Kitty Vyasi so that they were Kitty Netora Shukshade and they never a piece of words from it and they never saw the wall shishing the tea out so we don't pity in the one you are. Tita Pinati was there. Tita Pinan is such a thing. When I'm not you, pounded our pounder, Pijato of Pain, Gramu Joy, Lamu Chatlane, Shamu Chas, or Yamu Yates or Daria. That is a piety. Two polare are you alive, tis a piano sapio. The care sheet the Bavatiari who don't attend and Luda, Pora, Dona, Dora, Leja Dora, Picha Dora, Sadi with Anorivo. The gate of Bavatia city go, Amina Mane, Saint Titi Yamavula, Amina Mare Mabavene, the Bavata Quapido Shudumiyavula. Lila Lumiyavula, you may want it. The Millet Begoma.
in the text it starts off by saying nanucha, which is like saying, I have a question, excuse me. And the person is trying to simply point out what they see as being a fault in an open and honest way. So the question that arises is, isn't true nature like stiffness or tension or movement, relaxation, lightness, pushing, pulling, heaviness, pressing? Isn't this true nature that is involved in moments of like rising or falling, lifting, moving, placing, and standing? Isn't it being known by means of a name or a concept? When we label, aren't we just using a name to try to know true nature? So can't we just know true nature separately without these names? That's the question.
The people made a megonga to what the Bawajara Molo. Any megongo needs some of Yahoo. The Lekana Mother. Sijan Gachati Minamaledi, the Bawadiasi, Minamaledi. Tata Pira Mamare, Minamari Bani Valley, Tisapinati. Taleva Puba Bagade. Tomari Yamita Legeno, Daria Mitaya Vare, Manuela, and when again the Lutaya Vare, Dasuludavo, and the Chancer of Sheet Harvard. Tomari Mukonde, the Matamata Kuna was sex of it. So are 6 hours in Chidega, Dasuludavo. Say, I said, Chinaka Diro, Tomari Chidega. I want it. I say, wait, my dog. Deliver me there about it. The lady, Saloni, Mafata taking. Salon lady, what it was, but my own TV. Now, the Lomo lady, Nanny has started the other one. They are late and 3 hours ago. They looked at 1 minute, 2 hours.
The question raised contains a valid point. So the text goes on to say, yes, this is true. But this only occurs in the early part of the practice, before concentration and knowledge is developed, before these are good. When power has not yet arisen, when the observation is not yet continuous, when sati, samadhi, and panya have not yet arisen, we have to use labels. And it's similar to a child who learns the letters. First of all, saying them aloud, spelling out, learning short words, reading aloud. This is similar to what we do.
Saudi Lepanela, Joyan Patete, Yeda Panela. Erika Jaro, Gaya, Satin the low body, Saloni Lake Pamula Muro, Davis, Dari Secretary body, Patoy and Aleni. Tiro, a leaching of Yara solution, a leaching in a Lona solution. The go leaching Miyagina, Dogo, Matanzonina, leaching Konging Aro. Lord Hadia, Lunia Dira, through Kipelu Miao. Goodema, the Marian, Amakongin, or Dali, Mitata Vido. The Kuna Gule, Quavia, Shoku, Musia, Leve, Taro Lunia. Luya may have one alone, look in the hammer. Our local law already. Era Nalita. Toto Bawanaya Pana Utamanaya Bawanaya Suraguna Tachina Secretary from you to Delata. The sailor that say, the Guna to Sessa, a good young lady, the Guna to Sessa little body. Start Chilla, Chilla Holiday, Hello say you lady, Toto Lada, Punjola, Niala Body, Hello Chilishi Yena. Now, Tinyani Badia, the sense of Killer. Erika Jado, a meter for Malurova, who Pinyate, sang a take a mate to water. Immediately disappear, Tatania. Era di Congo Cholo, Bavare. Era di Teto Maluro. Secretary, a tete pore, I won't have says a video, Charlie Dora. Titi Niroda Babe, so
So when one practices reading a lot, then one becomes skilled in reading, and one no longer needs, as one develops in reading and goes from grade to grade, eventually one no longer needs to read out loud or spell out loud, but one can just read and know what is on the page. So when a yogi has enough practice, it's the same way. Before one develops the ability, then one has to use labels. Before samadhi, jnana, before concentration and the knowledge which comes from concentration, before this is developed, one needs to use labels in order to be able to see the objects clearly, and so that one thing and another, so that one will be able to see the difference between two different things. So it's not that labeling is not something that the yogis are asked to do because it is inappropriate. It's very appropriate to do it. However, as the text continues to explain, bhavanaya potamanaya, when the bhavana mind is developed, that is, when the bhavana consciousness occurs one after another continuously, first of all, it comes into existence, and then it gets developed, becomes larger, becomes stronger, better. So when it is well developed, then it is said, panyating samatekamidva sabhave yeva chitan tetati. At that time, when the bhavana mind is well developed, then what happens is knowledge develops stage by stage. The mind goes beyond concept, it goes beyond the name, and it rests on each newly arising object and knows it.
No, Dhamma sister, you were dancing through Shibiro, say, Ari, this on a kama. No, what the Nani, this on a kama, Josore, Erika Jalusi, and meet up for Malo, Tari, only thing you have. Josachiva, the Hinton part going over, the two yogi is already the Hinton part came over to Yala Nimara. A season in Ocean, Pongolo in Yavoli. The Hinton Palo, you the Caesar, the Atote Pogori, Tia Yago, the Tijavale. Took the Calais to go to Olivia or Shayla Shuna, Kurega, the gay sheet of our Tiago, took the Tadayi to get a tenant, Erika Jaro Pure Oliver. But he looked on Hago where မလိုလားတော့ဘူးအဲ့ဒီနီးနဲ့ဆက်အားထုတ်လိုက်လို့ရှိရင်မကြတော့ပါဘူးဒီပုဂ္ဂိုလ်ကတကယ်ချမ်းသာစိတ်ကိုတွေ့နိုင်တာပါပဲအဲ့ဒါဒီနေ့ဒီအကြောင်းအရာလေးတွေစပြီးတော့ပြောပါတယ်နောက်နေ့ဒီကြောင်းမှာရှုမှတ်ပုံနီးနဲ့အတူပေါ့လေဟိုလိုတိစ္ဆာပညာတည်နဲ့ရှုနေရနေပြီးတော့နောက်တိစ္ဆာပညာတည်လွတ်တော်အမြင်မတတ်တဲ့ပဲနဲ့မှတ်နိုင်ပုံလေးတွေဆက်ပြီးတော့ဉာဏ်ဖြစ်ပုံလေးတွေပြောပါဦးမယ်ဒီနေ့ကတော့ဒါပဲတို့ကြဦးစို့
Later on, when one noting follows another without a break, and the pure mind seems to be lining up one by one, mental energy has been developed. Later, when Vipassana knowledge is complete, there is no longer any need to use labels. One can simply watch and know. Try it and see. Within 3 weeks, and for some people within 2 weeks, one can reach this stage. However, if one is thinking or not working properly, it is not possible. People who practice respectfully, with meticulous care and continuity, are sure to gain this knowledge. The true nature which really exists within one's body will appear to be very swift. Then one will be very happy. And one will no longer want to miss a single noting. If one continues in this way, it won't take long. The person is sure to gain true happiness and peace. Today, Sayadawgyi has begun to speak about this. Tomorrow, he will speak about how one needs to note using Tajja Pannatti, appropriate labels or concepts, and how one comes to be able to note and know without using labels. This is all for today.